You're a legal aid attorney. What's the most important thing to you?
Yeah.
Other than money, other than salary.
Other than salary, I would probably say case caps.
Okay.
I think the difference between having a reasonable caseload and having an unreasonable caseload is the difference between enjoying your life and hating your life. That's probably that. I do like. It's funny. I like telecommuting. I think telecommuting is very flexible. Thing that I think we all should deserve. But also, there's values to being in the office. So it's like that's not the one I'm necessarily like begging for. But like I would say, enforced case caps and salary are the two things that like I'm all about quality of life. I'm all about enjoying your life. I personally, luckily, as a born and raised New Yorker, being a public defender comes very easy to me. I relate to my clients. Like relating to my clients makes my job so easy because I build that attorney-client relationship. I build that trust. I speak like them. I look like them. So my job is not as hard as it could be. So I just try to keep it enjoyable. Obviously, me and my wife are at that stage where we want kids, we want houses. So cash money, por favor.
Yeah, that would.
But you know, case like I had 150 cases at one point, and like
Yeah, that shit.
more than half of them were felonies and indicted, and like went to a supervisor, and they're like, "Yeah, I've been waiting for you to come to me. Your numbers are high." I'm like, "That's your fucking job." And what we're asking for in the contract is to make it so that the supervisor comes to us.
Oh, okay.
Not so that we go to the supervisor.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the supervisor to review our cases and be like, take active fucking steps to say your caseload is too high for you to be. Doesn't matter how good of a lawyer you are. When you get to a certain number, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And that's I mean, we're like supervisors have to do their job.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's crazy. We were waiting for you to come.
But that's why we get burnout, right? It's because
Yeah.
like the people that carry fucking high caseload,
Yeah.
supervisors like path of least resistance is letting them keep to it, right? And that's not a contract is protection for workers against exactly that. It's not your job to go to your supervisor and be like, treat me well. It's their job to do that.
It also affects our clients because like our clients deserve robust representation from people who remember their names, remember the details of their cases, who aren't so overwhelmed that they're like, you are one of many and I'm sorry, but like there's only one of me.
Yeah.
They deserve better than that.
They deserve housing court attorneys that have been there for more than 3 years.
Well,
No. I'm not saying you're not good. I'm saying the entire sector deserves like 4 year, 5 years. Everyone deserves like that shit is crazy.
Yeah, and like especially housing law. Like I remember trying to like Google my way around it when I was having an issue with a landlord once, and it's so. I mean, it's incredibly confusing, right? Just
because
like
it's supposed to be, right? Because it's like
they
for
don't
the
want
landlord's
you.
benefit.
Yeah, and like having to navigate that as a tenant without an attorney, and even then you have an attorney who knows, but I want my attorney to be rested. And as you said, remember my name, remember my case details.
Or even just have one attorney with your case. Not like, I mean, I've had cases that were transferred 3-4 times before me, and you're meeting this person who like, I mean, at the end of, understandably, at the end of their rope, it's like.
And they last long. We did a housing court episode. Check it out right here. Flip through. It was, I won't lie, it's so crazy because like in doing these episodes, it depresses me how much I'm learning about the law. And like housing court was fucking depressing. Like they seemed to hate, like not hate, they seemed more depressed about the realities of their job than I was as a criminal defense attorney. Like housing court, it's like you're losing your house. Like that shit is crazy.
Yeah. And it's like this shit was like, oh, I already gave this paperwork to my lawyer. I already told my lawyer this. Like why do I have to answer these questions again? And it's like
it's like it's not vertical reputation at that point.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't matter if your organization is vertical. If you just keep cycling through attorneys because of attrition, it's not vertical representation. I'm sure you'll have like a little fucking thing.
It pops up.
But yeah.
We should describe it. Vertical representation, unlike other organizations, is what it means is that you get the case either at arraignments or intake or whatever it's called, depending on what kind of law you're practicing, and you keep that case to the very end, at least until the very end of state court, until it has to go to appeals. Which some organizations, what happens is you might have someone do an intake, you might have someone do your first appearance, someone doing hearing, and they do it out of efficiency, but it's extremely jarring for the experience of the client themselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately that's why we do it. As you were saying before, it really stuck with me that you feel like you relate a lot to your client and that it's sort of easier to build that relationship. I feel like that has been generally my experience. Obviously, it's not going to happen with every single client, but it's nice when the client feels like, okay, you're actually treating me like a human being. Like, you understand me. I know you're going to like hustle for me, try to get me a good outcome. And yeah, I want to do that. I want the bandwidth to do that. I want to make sure that I can prioritize you as a client and prioritize all of my clients. That's all we're asking for with this contract. We're not making up these numbers out of thin air. It's you know, our salary ask is related to the federal defender scale. They're another shop within our union, so it's like we're not making these numbers up out of nowhere. There are public defenders at the federal level here in New York City, Southern District and Eastern District, who get paid what we're asking for. So, you know, that's a benchmark.
And as we said before, we're the greatest city in the world, but we're paid last in the big cities of all of New York City, of all of America.
Yep.
Which is insane. I guess any last things you want to put on the wish list?
I mean, look, we're looking for a contract for everybody. We're not looking to pit senior attorneys against junior attorneys against middle attorneys. We want a contract that's fair for us, for our clients, and for the people who live here. Because everybody, it's easy to be like, oh, that person's a criminal or that person's like a deadbeat tenant or whatever, until it's you or your son, your brother, your whatever, and you're like, they need a real lawyer, right? And that's what we're fighting for. And like, we want to get a fair contract, and we want all of us to be able to do the work we love. But you know, that's the fight, right? We want to fight the fight we got signed up for, not against management, not against the city for the wrong reasons. We want to fight against them for the right reasons.